Westcom 911, what is the address of your emergency?
It's 15400 Emerald Isle Drive in Clive.
Okay, verify that address for confirmation, please.
Yeah, sure. It's 15400 Emerald Isle Drive in Clive.
Okay, what is your full name?
Janet Smith.
And a good phone number for you.
641-555-9214.
Okay, tell me exactly what happened.
Oh, I just got home from work, and there's smoke, flames coming out of the side of my house. My husband's still at work, so I don't know if they're going to be inside the house, but I don't know what's going on.
Okay, I need you to exit the house as quickly as you can. I'm going to work through some questions here while I get the fire department started.
Okay, I'm outside. Oh, my gosh, no. My son got dropped off by the bus from school. He's probably inside with the dog. I need to go in and get him.
Okay, Janet, I don't want you to go inside. We're going to let the officers and the responders know that the son might be inside. Do you know where he is?
He might be in his bedroom. I don't know. They could be down in the basement.
Okay, where is his bedroom?
His bedroom's up on the top floor. It's in the northeast corner of the house.
Okay. I'm going to ask some questions here with you while the fire department gets started. Again, I need you to stay outside, okay?
Okay, but they need to hurry because I'm really worried about my son.
Okay, they are on the way. How many floors or stories are there?
It's just a single-family house with a detached garage.
Okay. And what type of building is involved?
It's just a single-family home.
Okay. And like I said, they are on the way, okay?
Okay, but they need to hurry.
I know. Just a couple more questions here, okay? The fire department is being sent. Stay on the line. I need to gather some more information.
Okay.
Do not try to put the fire out. Do not carry out anything that is on fire. And I need to confirm, are you out of the building?
Yeah, I'm standing out in the driveway.
Okay. Again, I'm just getting information here to tell our responders about where your son might be, okay?
Okay.
Janet, please meet with the first driving.
Westcom, the Consolidated Public Safety Answering Point Emergency Communications Center, was formed in late 2000 when the cities of West Des Moines, Clive, and Urbandale, who had previously all had their own communications center, decided to join forces with the idea of improving efficiency, saving cost by consolidating together one communication center that they would call Westcom. In Iowa Code, there's a chapter 2080 that allows for intergovernmental agreements, intergovernmental sharing, and that's what Westcom is formed under. So those three cities, West Des Moines, Clive, and Urbandale, who all had their own, formed Westcom through that 2080 agreement. Work then began in 2001 to actually move or shut down Clive's and Urbandale's communication center and moved them to West Des Moines. West Des Moines was chosen because of the largest city to be the coordinating agency for Westcom. Not only was it West Des Moines center that really Clive and Urbandale consolidated into, West Des Moines also became all of the fiscal agency, the HR department, legal, finance. All of that was coordinated through the city of West Des Moines and continues till today. All Westcom staff are employees of the city of West Des Moines. We use their HR and all the services, IT services and such, from the city of West Des Moines.
So what I love about being a dispatcher is that the job itself is really rewarding. I enjoy all the different agencies that we get to work with. The police, the fire, the EMS, all the things. The bordering agencies even working with outside dispatch centers like Polk County, Des Moines, Warren County, Dallas County, all the ones we get to work with. I like that when I leave work at the end of the day or in the morning, because I work overnights, I feel accomplished. I feel rewarded in what I did. I know that I helped somebody, even if it was in a minor way. Every shift I work, I can leave work feeling like I did something to help somebody, whether it was a citizen, a responder, or one of my coworkers. It doesn't matter. It's a very rewarding job that isn't always acknowledged by people outside of the industry, but I feel an internal sense of doing good in the world. So I really like that.
What I love the most about being a dispatcher is the unknown of every single day. When we come in and we answer those 911 calls, we don't know what to expect on the other line, nor do we know what to expect on our radio channels.
What I love about being a dispatcher is I get the chance to help people in their worst moments. I get the chance to be that person that walks them through and is there for them in their most critical moment.
What I love about being a dispatcher is the community that it surrounds me with. My husband found a job as a police officer after I started as a dispatcher. My best friend is a paramedic, and my family is Westcom. And I love that I get to do something new every single day, know what's going on in my community, and help people through the worst days of their lives. And that's what I love about being a dispatcher.
A little bit about 911 history here in the Metro specifically. Landline 911 began in Polk County, which included the western suburbs here, in 1984. And if you think about 1984, it was long before the proliferation of mobile or cellular devices. So 911 back in the 80s was really from home phones and business phones that relied on copper lines into your home or business. So that was the beginning really of 911, and this was long before Westcom, of course. And then it was 2001 time frame when Phase 1 911 service began for cellular devices. What's interesting about that was that in 2001, the location of calls that came with 911 was based on where the tower site was. So it wasn't ever where the actual caller was, it was where that tower was, which could be miles away. So it's always been very significant in dispatch that it's all about location and location and location. We can send the world, I can send police cars, fire trucks, and ambulances all day long, but I've got to know where to send them. Texting was introduced, the ability to text to 911 in about 2018, but I think it's a great, valuable tool that we have that if someone is unable to have a voice conversation, or the other one has been, the other example has been the potentially somebody that's being abused, somebody that may be hiding somewhere, hiding from an assailant, that if I'm hiding in a closet, I don't want to have a voice conversation with someone. I want to be able to text silently. So those are there's real use of that, but our numbers continue to still be very low on the number of texts to 911 that we get.
My most memorable call would be this gentleman that called in. He was very upset about a bird being on his neighbor's bird feeder for too long.
My most memorable call is the night I took a call about a burglary in progress at a business in Urbandale. It was a kind gentleman, just a neighbor who was on the street behind, and he told me about a man who was breaking in. He could see him with the flashlight, gave me a perfect description, and when the officers arrived, he told me that he was climbing out of a window, led the officer straight to him, and I felt like I had caught him myself, because without that guy calling, without me putting it in, I never would have caught that guy just robbing a little coffee shop. That's my most memorable call.
For me, I don't know if I can say what my most memorable call is. For me, the things that stick out to me on my day-to-day shifts are the high priority calls, the structure fires, the vehicle entrapments, the domestics with a weapon, or even the pursuits, because those get my adrenaline running and we work together as a team, and it's just really cool to see the environment that happens during those situations.
So a memorable call that I've taken I've taken several CPR calls. This was one. Came in the middle of the night. They called because their dad wasn't conscious, wasn't breathing, and so we had to give CPR instructions. And that was one that's memorable. One, because we saved him. Dad made it through, got to hospital, made it through the next couple days, was released from the hospital. Everything was great, and then I got to actually meet the family. They came in here, and I got to meet them, meet the patient that I helped save, hear the full story, what had happened prior to the call, what happened after the call. It provided a real sense of closure, which is nice because you don't always get that. But it's one of those where I did my job and the outcome was good. So that's definitely really number one when you get people to come kind of comes to the circle.
Westcom 911, what's the address of the emergency?
Oh God, I don't know the address. It's 8505 Harbach Boulevard.
Okay. Are you at the public library there?
Yeah, I'm at the Harbach Center.
Okay, tell me exactly what happened.
This guy, he's on the ground. He's not breathing.
Okay, you saw him go down?
No, I don't know. He was just on the ground, not breathing when I walked in.
Okay, I have help coming. Tell me the phone number you're calling me off of.
It's 515-780-5613.
Okay, I have help coming. What is your name?
My name is Logan.
Okay, Logan. Like I said, I'm going to give you some instructions, but there's help on the way. Are you right by them now?
Yes, I'm by him.
Okay, if there's a defibrillator available, send someone to get it now and tell me when you have it.
Okay, I'm going to go get it.
Okay.
Okay, I have the AED.
Okay, I need to know about how old the patient is.
I don't know, 60?
Okay, are you right by him now?
Yeah, I'm back by him.
Okay, put your phone on speaker so your hands are free to help him.
Okay.
Now, listen carefully, lay him on his back on the floor and remove anything from under his head. Okay, and you said you have the defibrillator there right now?
Yes, next to me.
Okay. Put the defibrillator on the floor next to his head on the side closest to you. Lay them flat on their back on the floor and remove anything from under his head, okay?
Okay.
Now undo or remove any clothing from their chest. If their chest is wet, dry it off. Is the chest bare now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it is.
Okay, now open the lid if necessary and press the on button if there is one.
Okay, it's on.
Okay. Now find the pads and if necessary, plug them into the machine.
Okay, I think they're plugged in.
Okay, open the packet of pads, peel off the backing, and apply the pads to their bare chest as shown. And tell me when you've placed them.
Okay, they're on him.
Okay, the machine will tell you what to do. Follow its instructions and tell me what you're doing so I know how it's going.
It's saying no shock advised.
Okay, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to give you, listen carefully, I'm going to tell you how to do chest compressions. I want you to place the heel of your hand on the breastbone in the center of the chest, right between the nipples, and put your other hand on top of that hand.
Okay.
Pump the chest hard and fast, at least twice per second and 2 inches deep. You're going to let the chest come all the way up between pumps, and we're going to do this until help can take over. Count out loud so I can count with you, okay?
Okay. 1, 2,
3, 4. 1, 2, 3,
4.
1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4.
1, 2, 3, 4.
You're doing a good job. They're almost there, okay? Keep going.
3, 4.
1, 2, 3, 4. Do you hear them?
Yeah, I can hear them.
Okay, they're going to be there soon. Keep going. You can do it.
4. Okay, they're here.
Okay, you did a good job. I'll let you go and they'll help you.
I think what makes Westcom unique and different than many communication centers is how we're formed, the model, this 2080 agreement between the original 3 cities and then the 3 add-on cities that interestingly have come from 3 separate counties. Westcom's model having a very participative model from the cities, that the city managers make up the management committee for Westcom and all get votes on how Westcom operates. Below them, we have the sub-operations committee that is made up of the dozen chiefs from all of these agencies. And then below them are specific fire and EMS operations groups, a police operations group, technical committees. So this whole hierarchy of how Westcom operates is built on this governance model where everybody gets to participate and have a voice because they're paying for it. And I think we can create a better system then because they're all participating, staff in those agencies, the chiefs of these agencies, and the 6 city managers are all making decisions about really what do they want their communication center to be like and how do they want it to operate, which is vastly different than most centers around the country.
So correct me if I'm wrong, Westcom is the most advanced in Iowa, one of the most advanced in the nation, correct?
I would say that, yes. But I'm a bit biased. I do believe, I don't want to boast too much, but we do have an awesome 911 phone system that's designed differently than anybody else in the state. That we have it split between 2 data centers with redundant circuits coming into both, backup circuits to those backup circuits. Nobody else is doing that in the state, and very few are doing it in the country. Our CAD system's architected much the same way, that it's hosted in 2 environments. So if something happens here, we have it in a remote data center somewhere else. But the state was looking at a big radio system. Motorola proposed using our system as the seed for the statewide system. And that's what the state ended up choosing. So our radio system that was Westcom's, little old Westcom, has grown and become the statewide radio system here in the state. So, yeah, we've got a great radio system.
Something I wish people knew when they called 911 is when we ask you questions, it's not to delay you help. It's truly so we can have the best knowledge to let our responders know exactly what they're looking for, exactly what call they are going for. Most of the time, we have responders on the way before you even realize it. So us asking those questions will not slow them down.
Something I wish, public knew about our job. There's a lot of things, but you gotta know your location, where you're at, because I can't help you if I don't know where you're at.
I think I wish that people knew about my job, or about 911 in general. When you call in, there's so much other stuff going on around us when we're taking your call. And we're trying to focus on you, obviously, but we have other things that we're doing as well. So anyone you talk to when you call 911, I guarantee you they're doing at least 1 or 2 other things at the same time.
I think one of the things that's important for people to know about Westcom is we're here 24 hours a day. We're ready to answer that call 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. There's somebody here on the end of the phone, whether they're making a voice call to us, whether they're texting to us, whether it's their alarm company that's calling us.
Something that I wish people knew about 911 is that it's not like in the movies, and when you call 911, I can't just automatically see your phone and know exactly where you are. It kind of can be helpful, but it's definitely not perfect, and the most important thing is for you to know the address, and that's how I get people to help you.
A mother called 911. Their previous dispatch center answered, baby not breathing. They said, okay, an ambulance is on the way, and hung up. We don't do that. What's different here is we first interrogate the caller and get as much information from the caller to drive the response of police, fire, and EMS, whoever needs to go. But then those pre-arrival instructions. And behind you on the wall here are our life-saving plaques that the names just continue to grow, that are directly attributable to dispatcher action in saving someone's life over the phone. And that's through providing those pre-arrival instructions, whether it's opening an airway on a patient, starting CPR on a patient, instructing someone to give Narcan to a patient. We're saving lives, and that wall up there proves that I don't want to say other centers don't do that, but some other centers don't do that. They don't interrogate the callers through defined protocols to help drive response, and don't deliver those pre-arrival instructions. And it's medical calls that we're doing that on, it's fire calls that we're doing that on, it's police calls that we're doing that on, that being able to give someone in their time of emergency some instruction of what to do makes a big difference.